Good morning. So welcome to this particular session wherein I am just continuing with the projections of planes. In the previous sessions we have seen the projections of oblique planes. So as the name indicates, if I say an oblique plane, a plane which is inclined to both HP as well as VP, and also we have noted that whenever we want to draw the projections of the oblique plane, it has to be done in 3 stages. And also I told you that the inclination wherein the lamina is inclined of both the planes can be done in different ways. So one way what we have done in the previous class is case 1, and here I am going to demonstrate case 2. Okay, so you can just see in case 2 I am just considering the lamina is inclined to VP, and one of the sides of the lamina, either it may be parallel to VP or in VP and inclined to HP. So as you can see in this particular case, again we have given 2 inclinations. So what are the inclinations are given? One is you can identify the surface inclination, that is the lamina is inclined to VP, and also I have just given the side inclination, that is the one of the sides of the lamina is inclined to VP, inclined to HP. So you can see that we have given side inclination and lamina inclination. And since it is an oblique plane, also we know that this can be done in 3 stages. Now the next question is, since how I need to start? So if you just remember, I used to say that whenever we have given in the problem both side inclination and surface inclination, which one I need to satisfy first? Remember, so I need to satisfy first the surface inclination. Okay, now just see the problem. Or let us say I am just going to demonstrate this particular case in the way of this particular problem. I think then the things will be more clearer to you. Okay, so let us read the problem. The problem goes like this. A regular hexagonal lamina of 40 mm sides having one of its sides resting on VP and the side opposite to it is inclined at 30 degrees to HP. The lamina is inclined at 45 degrees to VP. Draw its projection. So you can note that I have given 2 inclinations. One is lamina is inclined at 45 to VP. That is, I have given the surface inclination. The other one is the side opposite to the side actually resting on V. That is also inclined at 30 degrees to HP. So as you can see, I have given one surface inclination and I have given the side inclination. Now we know that whenever we give both, I need to satisfy first the surface inclination. Okay, so always this particular point you have to keep it in your mind. Okay, now in this particular problem, the lamina, that is the surface, is inclined at 45 to VP. So since I have given the lamina is inclined 45 to VP, what I need to assume first? Remember, since the lamina is inclined at 45 to VP, initially I will assume that lamina to be parallel to VP. Okay, now since the lamina is parallel to VP, where do you see the true shape and size? The true shape and size will be seen in front view. So I need to start from front view. Okay, now let us demonstrate also with this particular lamina. Okay, now let us say I just taken this particular hexagonal lamina. I just indicated that this particular lamina now parallel to VP and perpendicular to HP. So anyway, we know that in this particular problem we need to start from front view. Now the next question is orientation. So what about the orientation? So that is very, very important. Okay, now if I keep in this particular way, okay, now let us say if I keep in this particular way, anyway this is my first position. Next position I need to show the surface inclination, so obviously I will rotate in this particular way. Is it okay? But if I rotate this, I need to see whether side is resting or a corner is resting. Okay, now anyway in this particular problem, it is given that the one of the sides is resting on VP. So since I wanted to say that one of the sides is resting on VP, initially I will consider that entire lamina is resting on VP itself. Not only that, remember the side which is resting on VP has to be kept perpendicular to HP. So I need to keep in this particular way. Let us say I will keep in this particular way. Let us see what will happen. Now also the lamina is in VP, but if I want to show the inclination with VP, now what will happen? Maybe I need to rotate in this way. Now once I tilt this particular lamina, it has to rotate about a corner. So then what will happen? Corner is resting on VP. But what I have given? I have given that the side to be resting on VP. That is the reason in the initial position, if I say one of the side is resting on VP, means in the initial position, that particular side should be taken perpendicular to HP or perpendicular to XY line in the front view. So I will just start in this way. So this is my first way. So now look from the front, I will draw the hexagon in this way. Okay, now what about the corresponding top view? So as you can see, since the lamina is in VP itself, top view of this particular lamina, which is seen as a line, will be on XY line itself. So that is stage 1 is over. So what is stage 2? In the stage 2, I need to now satisfy the surface inclination. Now anyway we know that lamina is inclined at 45 degrees to VP. Then what I do then? I will simply rotate in this way. Can you just see this? So once I rotate in this particular way, the lamina not only inclined to VP and one side is resting on VP. That's what I wanted. So this is my second stage. So now we can see in the second stage. Okay, now let us say since I am going to tilt in this particular way, you know that I need to tilt the top view, because anyway top view is seen as a line now. So that line has to be inclined such that the lamina is inclined at 45 degrees. But anyway you know that details of VP should be seen in top view. So the lamina which is seen as a line in the top, I am going to incline it. So I am just going to incline in this way. Okay, now since the lamina is inclined to VP, in the front what will happen to this? The lamina, since it is inclined to VP, in the front view, it will be smaller in size. So I am going to get the particular view with our regular procedure. Now what is the third stage I need? What is the third step, or what is else I need to satisfy? It is given that the side, within that side opposite to this particular side. So this particular side, now anyway, since I am inclined to VP by 45 degrees, if I look from the top, the lamina still it is perpendicular to HP. Now what it is given? It is given that this particular side has to be inclined at 30 degrees to HP. So now it is perpendicular to HP. Now what I need to do? I need to rotate in this way. Either I can rotate in this way or I can rotate in this way. Okay. Now let us say if I rotate in this, what will happen now? That is this particular side which is opposite to this particular side, now it is inclined at 30 degrees to HP. Now once I rotate in this particular way, what will happen to the lamina with reference to HP? With reference to HP, the lamina is also getting inclined. Let us say if it is like this, still it is perpendicular. Remember, once I show the inclination of this particular side, lamina is also getting inclined to HP, because already it is inclined to VP. Okay, but anyway remember, since the lamina is inclined to VP, it is smaller in size, and that particular smaller in size shape will not change. Since that particular shape will not change, what we need to do is in the third step, I need to redraw this figure. So redraw this figure such that this particular side will be inclined at 45 degrees to HP. So once you do that, I am going to get the final front view by using the regular procedure. Is it okay? Now let us do this particular problem in the orthographic projection. Okay, now I will draw the XY line as usual. Okay, anyway, we know that surface is inclined at 45 degrees to VP. So I will assume that lamina to be parallel to VP. Since the lamina is parallel to VP, true shape and size will be seen in front view. Start from front view. That is my first conclusion. Next conclusion is how to draw the front view. Okay, so to do that, it is given that one of the sides is resting on VP. Now, since one of the side is resting on VP, in the initial position, that particular side should be taken perpendicular to XY line in the front view, or I can simply say that the side which is resting on VP will be perpendicular to HP. So let me draw the hexagon. I hope all of you know how to draw the hexagon by circle method. So you can just do this by circle method. I will not going to repeat that. So you can just draw this hexagon. Now we can say, since a hexagon is a symmetrical figure, if I say one side is perpendicular, opposite side is also perpendicular. So this you have to note down. But anyway, now I need to name them. So how do you name them? Again, I need to follow the convention of the first angle. In the first angle, what I said? This is the plane, object, observer. For the observer, which is the corner which is nearest to him? From the leftmost point, this corner. So start naming from this particular corner, from the visible to invisible. That means say that I am going to name them in the leftmost visible point in the clockwise direction. So let us write A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, E dash and F dash. So just consider this hexagon now. Okay, what are the next step? So next step is I need to draw the corresponding top view. What about the corresponding top view? Now we should see whether it is better to write this top view on xy or below the xy. So you have two options now. So which option is better for us, especially for this particular problem? For this problem, since I have given that one of the sides is resting on VP. Okay, now anyway I am concentrating on which side? I am concentrating on either AF or CF, CD. Let us say I am concentrating on AF. I want this particular AF to be on XY, but it is on VP. That is the reason initially I can assume entire lamina is resting on VP itself. Okay, but if you remember in the previous problem I have just taken that particular side is parallel to H have taken. Or in this particular case I have also given that this particular side AF is parallel to VP. In that particular case I would have taken this lamina below XY line. Okay, anyway in this particular problem, since AF, one of the sides is resting on VP, initially we will assume the entire lamina to rest on VP itself. Okay, now name them. So A dash, A, B, C, D, E, F. So you can just see A, B, C are the visible points and D, E, F not visible, putting it in brackets. Okay, this is stage 1. What about stage 2? I told you that first I need to satisfy surface inclination. So it means say that here the surface is inclined to 45 to VP. Remember, whenever we want to show the surface inclination, lamina has to be seen as a line. See here I cannot show the surface inclination. I can show only side inclinations here. Whereas, if I want to show the lamina inclination, the lamina has to be seen as a line. Anyway, in the top it is seen as a line. I need to redraw this figure such that one of the sides to be resting on VP. Now again you can see, especially for the hexagon, either I can say AF or I can say CD. That means to redraw this particular lamina, either I can consider AF will be on VP or I can also say CD can also be on VP. So I can do it in any fashion. Okay, but let us say I am just going to consider in this way. Just take this, incline at 45 degrees. Okay, I just taken A, B, C, F, and this angle is what angle? Phi, is equal to 45 degrees. Okay, now you know that since the lamina is inclined to VP, we know that in the front view it should be smaller in size. How do you get that figure? I am just going to use the mechanical procedure. What is the procedure? You draw the vertical projectors from the new top view and horizontal projectors from the previous front view. So let us do that. I am just going to draw these projectors. Remember, whenever you are drawing these projectors should be as light as possible. That we should keep it in your mind. Okay. So draw these projectors from the top view also. Okay, after getting this, I need to get the points. So how do you get the points? We know that A projector. So I am going to get this to be A dash. Next is this. You can just see, you need to see Always remember, it is a symmetrical figure now. So you can simply get the points without looking into this also, not required. But still, you can just keep track whether you are doing it properly or not. Okay, I got the points. The next step is I need to draw them in the same proper sequence. So what are the sequence? A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, E to F, and F back to A. Now we can see, since the lamina is inclined to VP, it is smaller in size. But still you can see the lamina is perpendicular to one of the planes. So it is perpendicular to still HP, but it is inclined to VP. Now it is given that one of its sides resting on VP and the side opposite to it is inclined at 32 HP. So which is the side opposite to what we are considering AF to be resting on VP. Now which is the side which is opposite to AF? Opposite to AF is CD. Now it is given that CD has to be inclined at 30 degrees to HP. And as I was telling you, we can redraw this. Why we are simply redrawing? We know that since the lamina is inclined to VP by 45 degrees, it will be, this shape will not change. Since the shape will not change, in the third step, we need to redraw this figure. Redraw the figure such that CD is inclined at 30 degrees to HP. And again remember here, either redraw this figure, either you can redraw like this or you can redraw the other way also. That is, I have not said that whether CD is nearer to the plane or whether it is nearer to the observer. So I can just redraw this conveniently. So how do you redraw this figure? So this is also I think I told in the previous class, same procedure. So instead of all these projectors to be vertical, now all these projectors will become 30 degrees to HP. Anyway, let me consider this. Anyway, they are all parallel now. So let me consider this a 30 degree line. So let me get this a 30 degree line. Then let me say that I want this AF here, or let me say CD is here. You can do it any fashion. Let us say get CD here. So first I will get this, I will get this. So D and C I will get. Okay. Now I need to get this projector, this particular line rather. So what I do then? So let us say from the center point, I will just draw another vertical line like this. Okay. Then I will take this distance, I will draw another line. Then I will take this distance, I will draw another parallel. So remember, since you are using a drafter, it is very easy to draw the lines, inclined lines which are parallel to one another. Okay, anyway, this is my center point, or I can just, D is there, I want to get this E. So I will take this and cut it. So that I am going to get this, I will have to cut from here. So I am going to get this E dash. Okay, then you know that D dash F dash they are parallel now. So I can simply draw a line like this also. See, redrawing the figure, you can just use your common sense. Okay. So you should not simply listen to me. You can just use your common sense and get the redrawn figure. Okay, so let us say I am going to get this. Of course, let me put the points. So this is what I said that this is E, this should be E dash, this should be A dash, and this should be F dash. Okay. Now again let us join them in the same proper sequence. A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, E to F, F back to A. Remember, you are simply redrawing the figure. Redrawing the figure, the shape, size, everything should be same. Because I have seen students, while redrawing, the figure become enlarged or the figure becomes smaller. It should not be, because we are simply redrawing. But the purpose of redrawing is to say that the side opposite to the side AF, that is CD, is inclined at 30 degrees to HP. I will show that. So I will write here theta is equal to 30. Okay. Now I need to get the new top view. How do you get the new top view? Same procedure. Because anyway this is our new front view and this is our previous top view. I need to draw the projector. That is, I need to draw the vertical projectors from the new front view and horizontal projectors from the previous top view. So let me do that. So I just drawn the projectors through all the corners. See, as you can see, I cannot imagine the shape. Unless I get the get the corresponding point, I cannot really visualize it. Not possible. That's the reason, always remember, you have to follow the procedure. To follow the procedure, whenever you draw any diagram, please name them. Without naming, don't join them. So that you are always going to, or you are prone to make some mistakes. Okay, anyway, let us concentrate from A1. A, and we have this A. So A projector, A projector. So this should be A. Now let us say B. B projector, and this is the B projector. Okay. Then C. C. Then D is also same level. So I am going to get D here. Then E at the B level. Then A. Then we have F at this level. Is it okay? So I just got the point. Now what all I need to do? I need to simply join them in the same proper sequence. So what is the sequence you are following? A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, E to F, and F back to A. But remember, once you get this new top view, you see that this side parallel to this side. This side parallel to this side. Of course, this is parallel to these two are horizontal lines. Remember, see, whenever you do this, let us say if you get some mistake, immediately you can see that maybe you would have not drawn the intersection of the two projectors properly. Otherwise, the figure has to be symmetrical. But anyway, now we can see that. Finally, what I wanted this particular hexagonal lamina, one of the side to be resting on VP. So which is the side resting on VP? This particular side. Then I said that lamina to be inclined at 45 to VP. That also you have done. Then one of the sides is inclined at 30 degrees to HP. Now as you can see, in stage 3, lamina in both the views are smaller in sizes. Now since you are going to get some shape, means the lamina has to be inclined to both HP as well as VP. Is it okay? Now finally you can say that in stage 1, I am just going to repeat this whatever I told you in the previous session also. That is in stage 1. So what is happening in stage 1? I can simply say that lamina is parallel to what here? Lamina is parallel to VP but perpendicular to HP. This is stage 1. Okay, what about in stage 2? In stage 2, lamina is inclined to what? VP, and still it is perpendicular to HP. That is stage 2. What about in stage 3? I can say inclined to both HP and VP. And not only that, whenever I start from front view, first I will draw the front view, I will draw the top view. Next I will draw the top view, then I will draw the front view. Again I am going to draw the front. That is the same sequence like this. It cannot be in between in a different sense. Is it okay? Thank you.